Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 8. I'm Adam.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Tom.
Let's get this show on the road. So I'm thinking of a new jingle. Maybe after we have our break.
Yes.
We'll have a new jingle.
I'll do it this time.
You'll do a good one this time.
Yeah.
It was just kind of off the.
Oh, it's
off
really
the cuff,
actually it's
wasn't it?
really good.
It's all right.
You know, it does a job, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not as good as the Biscuit News or Elwyn Smiles jingles, are they?
No.
Although, for those of you that watch our videos and stuff, know that the Elwyn Smiles jingle is our coffee at A-Strings video music. We've just put some smiles over the top. So that's all it is.
This is the news. So let's talk about the shop to begin with, shall we?
Yeah.
Or do we? How do we do this?
Well, I think we should leave the big announcement for
All right.
a little bit later on. But I think we've got a couple of cool announcements to make anyway. Yeah. So I think we should start with probably just a quick update on Facebook.
Facebook Gate, is it?
Just Facebook Gate.
So we've had no response from Facebook still. Well, we've had indirect response from Facebook. So a couple of people who've been helping us try to get into Facebook through back channels, in as much as people who work there, hitting brick walls. They can't help us at all. We had the BBC around on Friday.
Yes.
We're not going to talk too much about it because they've asked us to kind of keep it under wraps. It's no big surprise if you listen to the podcast, you know everything that we know.
Yeah.
But they came around the shop and filmed us all in our natural environment.
Yeah.
Working hard, Tom. Glyn came in just for 3 hours just so he could have his face on TV.
I don't think that was his choice.
So I asked him to come in. I said, it'd be good. Come on. This is, with them coming in, if there's any good to come out of this situation, it might be a little bit of exposure with regards to who we are and how directly it affects us. They had a horrendous interview with me because, as opposed to asking me a question, as you know on the podcast, I'm not the most kind of fluid speaker.
Well, the listeners don't know that.
They might. I think they think it anyway, but they don't realise the hours of ums and pauses and gibberish that you have to edit out in order to create a coherent sentence from me.
The funny thing is, though, is when you get sort of lost in the edit and you realise that I've edited it and you haven't taken a breath for about 3 minutes.
It'll be interesting to see how they get through all that. By the time they got to us, they'd already visited a social media expert. Mm-hmm. They'd visited someone who had their page taken down as well.
Oh, really?
So I think that it's not just about us, which is fine.
Yeah,
they're coming in and looking at us as a bit of a case study, and they've been in touch with Facebook. And this is the really annoying thing: is that Facebook refused to speak to them about specifics because we're the client. They can't
confidentiality.
Exactly, but they won't speak to us. So they really are kind of just dodging the question. My gut feeling is that we're going to be able to resolve this, which I think is kind of setting myself up for a fall, because if we don't resolve it, I'm going to be evil to be around for weeks and months, because
I'm still holding hope. I think
they're not bad people. I think that all we need to do is to actually get the attention of a human.
Yeah,
because I'm getting responses to my support ticket with the same stock answer every time.
Cookie cutter answers, yeah.
So we're not dealing with humans. All we want to do is speak to somebody. And
yeah.
Anyway, let's not fill up the entire podcast. That's things are developing. We're still at the same situation. We haven't got a page, and I think it's to our detriment that we're not having a page. For some reason, the old location of A-Strings in Cardiff Bay, like a place has appeared, A-Strings Cardiff, and a couple of people have checked in there, but it's got the old telephone number and stuff. So what I'm scared about is if I start getting involved in that and saying, right, let's edit this to the new details.
Yeah.
Well, then all of a sudden,
I've noticed that people who are regulars with us have checked in to that and uploaded pictures to that A-Strings
in Cardiff Bay to the old telephone number, and it's just confusing. At this point now, it starts becoming damaging to the business. So
yeah,
not that we haven't been taking it seriously up until this point, but we're gonna have to really start looking at how we can get a direct response from them, and try to get them to understand how much they're hurting us.
Yeah.
So.
The shop continues as normal, and in fact, we've actually made some decisions and orders which are really positive and forward looking.
We going into this year, we always wanted to kind of evolve the shop and change bits and bobs, and we've had a few ideas with regards to design layouts of the rooms and all these bits and bobs, which is kind of encouraging in as much as it's been a fairly kind of slow start to the year. We're down on last year with regards to the amount of business we've done so far. So that can, with that, the fraud thing, the Facebook thing, and everything else, it'd be very easy to kind of let that get us down and think, oh, what's the point? But what the thing I love about working with the people that we got here is that there's always cauldron pot of ideas of how to make things better, and what we can do to this needs to freshen up. Let's move things around, and I don't think we should spoil any of the ideas we got. First of all, because it might be a couple of months in execution. Yeah, if you've come into the shop already this year, it's hopefully going to look quite a bit different in a few months' time.
Yeah.
And it's nice for people to see that. I think it keeps it interesting.
Yeah. So, a couple of episodes ago, we did a sort of special on the Fender Acoustasonics.
Yeah.
Now, we are on the list.
I wasn't convinced to begin with. And it's still something that kind of baffles me, and I think it's my maybe old-fashioned Luddite ways that stop me from embracing something so kind of bold. The amount of people that have come in just asking, have you got the Acoustasonics coming in? And if, like I say, if you had to put a bet on it, my money was elsewhere. I didn't think that it was something that would capture the imaginations of our clientele. But how many people have asked for Acoustasonics? A lot.
Yeah, we could have sold a fair few.
Yeah. So
bye now.
So we had Sean from Fender down a week ago.
Yes.
Always good to see him.
Yes.
And he's been warned about Biscuit News this time. So
yeah, and he subscribed to our podcast.
Yeah.
So you might well listen.
Something Irish would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Sean?
Not tuck biscuits on the way over on the ferry. Or
anything. No. We know ferry biscuits when we see them.
Yeah. It kind of feels a little bit different. I don't know what you think. Terry, when he came in, he had a lot of kind of bigger accounts to deal with in England.
Yeah.
And, he always did good by us. He always gives us opportunity to go in for things. But, it seems with Sean, I think the Irish shops and the independent shops are very much like us.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that, we're a similar kind of breed to them. And, Sean's put a few opportunities on our plate, which we'll talk about one bit later on.
Yeah.
But the Acoustasonic thing, we'll be the only people doing them in Wales, apart from, obviously, the chain store.
The chain store, yeah. So saying about having a Welsh exclusive,
yeah,
mainland Britain exclusive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So UK exclusive.
So Fender have released an extremely special run of player Telecasters
in what? Olive green.
Yes.
Which I guess olive green, not too far off emerald green. I don't think. I wonder whether that might be the thinking behind that. But he's managed to secure 25 of those, and we had the confirmation come through yesterday. We got 5 coming through.
Nice. And
we're the only people in the UK going to be doing those. So I'd like to keep them all to the local area. So these guitars would be it would be unique to this area, but they'll go wherever they go.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to get a YouTube video done. Straight off. It's
well, there's no race for that one, is there?
No. We've been told off in the past with our YouTube videos because
premature publication.
I was going to say, are you going to be? Goodness sake, Adam.
What? It's Tom's fault.
So we're going to get 5 of these through. I believe they're coming through around about June, July-ish.
Nice.
So yeah, something to look forward to.
And when are we expecting the Acoustasonics?
Acoustasonics. Well, Sean told us we had to get our order in by the end of February, which was last Thursday.
Yeah.
Podcast day. Or stock wouldn't be available until 2020. So that's how popular they've been.
Yeah.
So I think we've got 3 or 4 pieces coming in, but we really can't talk about this at all. But the Acoustasonic range is not going to just be limited to what it is. There's other things kind of in the pipeline, and we won't say.
And we can't say anymore.
No,
Yeah,
we can't say.
Yeah, normally it's me sort of chomping at the bit to spill the gossip.
Yeah.
But
I think that they've been so encouraged by I think that they've got something like 4 times more demand.
It was 4 or 5
It's
times
been
more
oversold.
demand.
I think that it's taken them by surprise. So you're going to develop a good idea, aren't you?
Of course.
Acoustasonics due with A strings this year. What point we don't know, but as soon as they come in, we'll let you know. I think at least one of them's already
sold. Yeah, I think so.
I
think so.
We had Phil Campbell in earlier today.
We did.
He was buying a guitar to send out to the States for them to auction off. He's
Funnily enough, it was us at A Strings that had to sign it. He was just doing he was just sending it off.
But he also bought something for himself.
Did he?
Yeah. A little one of the Bullet Mustangs.
All right.
Which I thought would have been a kind of more rock and roll prize to kind of send out to the States as opposed to a nylon string. But he's seen it and he wanted it for himself, so fair play to the guy. So he's gone away with that. But I was talking to him just now about the Facebook thing, and he's absolutely amazing to us. Him and all of his boys. I told him about it, and immediately he's put up on Twitter about Facebook taking down our page. And
no way.
Already it's got likes and retweets and all that kind of thing. And it's...
That's what you need, isn't it?
Oh, lucky are we. You know
yeah, I know. Yeah. And that's the same for, everyone that's shared and everyone that's tweeted and everyone that's sort of kicked up a fuss.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can, do it because, it means everything to us.
He was giving me some details on his new album. You wouldn't believe the names he's got on there.
Really?
Seriously. Yeah. It's going to be a high charter, I think.
So the only other bit of news that we've got is also announced today, Tuesday, T-Rex, the pedal manufacturer, and Power Supplies have put in their bid for bankruptcy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
But
they were quite, the Power Supplies were fantastic.
Yes.
The pedals were brilliant, but they were a bit on the pricey side, I think.
Well,
and there's such a massive range as well.
Yeah. I think the Replicator, which was the latest one, was £400, £500.
Was
something
that
like
delay?
That. It was the tape delay, but it had a physical tape in the pedal.
But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe another brand picks them up or someone else picks them up.
Yeah. It'd be the kind of thing that maybe Dunlop or something like that, they've bought out brands in the past, haven't they?
So let's go to the most important part of episode 8. Most important part of every episode. Biscuit News! So we've taken delivery of some very, very nice biscuits this week from our very own reporter in the field, Elwyn Smiles. He brought us in what we are going to call posh biscuits. Mm-hmm. So these are Island Bakery apple crumbles. So a truly fruity fix. Hang on, I can't read that.
Are these your words or the description?
Right. I hate descriptive writing like this. So this is what it says. So it's Island Bakery apple crumbles. A truly fruity fix where apple chunks, oats, and juice embrace under a light cinnamon sprinkling. They don't embrace, do they? They're ingredients.
I got a bit of an issue with... I remember those Marks and Spencer's adverts a little while back.
Oh, unbelievable.
Talking into a microphone.
Unbelievable.
And, trying to make food sexy. And, it turns my stomach, to be honest. But
so they're from the Isle of Mull.
The Isle of Mull?
Yeah.
Like Mull Kintyre? No. That's good.
I don't know. So thank you, Owen. We're going to give these a try.
Amazing, Al. Thank you, mate.
So they've got like brown sugar on the top.
It's like an apple crumble.
It's good that they live up to the name.
And you can taste the cinnamon. So it's like the McDonald's
apple pie.
Apple pie. And Sophie, who I saw earlier.
Sophie brought in the
10 fingers of shortbread.
Well, there's actually another 10 hidden away.
No way.
Well, there's
20.
They're just in the box.
Well, tell me, Adam. 20.
There's 20 fingers.
So we record the podcast, as you know, on a Tuesday.
Yes.
Today is Pancake Day.
It is.
Pancake Day. It's Mess it up. It is a shame.
So we toyed with the idea of bringing in an electric hob and a frying pan, and
which I'm devastated that you didn't do.
well, Tom actually brought in microwavable pancakes, which are like the American style, big fluffy buttermilk things. We tried some earlier. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Lemon. He brought lemon and sugar. Awesome.
So
no maple syrup.
No maple syrup.
Mm-mm.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame, Tom.
Yeah. But honestly, they're worth a try.
Where are they?
They're out by the microwave.
In a podcast first, I think we should have pancakes.
Yeah. So Tom is back with the pancakes. So Tom has done 3, and they're buttermilk pancakes, like American style. What are these, Tom? Lemon and sugar? Yes. Or lemon and sugar. So it's just one each and just go, is it? We'll let Andrew have first.
That's amazing. Well done, Tom. Woo!
Biscuit News!
Andrew, do you know any independent Fender custom shop dealers in Wales?
Well, they don't choose them willy-nilly, Adam. So there's not many of them around. I think that the qualities they'd look for in a dealer, they'd have to have some kind of independent retailer of the year award.
Regardless of the year.
Regardless of the year. Ideally, 2015 was a very good year. So maybe
it was a very good year.
They'd want sales staff with sass and pizzazz.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'd also want the staff to be players in more than just the players sense of the word. They want to be players. Players of the game.
Yeah. Players
of the dream, which is why we're Fender Custom Shop dealers as of now, I guess.
Yeah, baby.
We've put the order in. We've ordered half a dozen to begin with, but they're going to come through drips and drabs in the next 3 to 6 months, I believe. So what my kind of plan is, hopefully things kind of pick up a bit, which gives us a bit more freedom with regards to being a little bit more, I don't want to say reckless, but ambitious with what we order in.
Yes.
So what we've gone for is a bit of a spread, which will hopefully, if there's not, we know with experience with the PRS is that there's a player out there for every guitar, but it's a case of one finding the other. It's almost like a Lonely Hearts ad kind of thing, isn't it? One day guitar will meet person will meet guitar. It'll be that.
And they will fall in love.
Wayne's World kind of aura around it, and at that point, they'll know that they're made for each other. And I think that with these guitars we get in, I don't expect us to sell them anytime soon whatsoever. I think there's going to be something to come in and experience what the difference of a custom shop will be to an American, a Mexican, and whatever else.
Exactly.
And which is why we've kind of gone for a bit of a spread on what we've ordered in the initial batch.
Yeah, so we didn't really do this knowingly, but we've gone for essentially 2 pristine, 2 sort of new old stock, and 2 heavy relic.
So,
and that wasn't, we didn't sort of make that choice. That's just how they've panned out.
The way we kind of approached it was all of us choosing something that we would like to have ourselves.
Yeah. Which is lethal.
It is lethal, but at the same time, it means that we're invested in the product in as much as
100%.
Products that seem to move in the shop are things that we can really get behind with enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You can always tell what doesn't necessarily turn over kind of quicker because, it's a product that we've had in that we've not really understood. There's been kind of moments where we've, like, example, the Art and Lutherie, the Seagull kind of thing.
Yeah.
We were doing those since the shop opened in 2013.
Yeah.
But we really didn't get it until James came. Was it 2017? They came down. They did like an evening whereby we had that.
Yeah, I was away, wasn't I?
Were you?
Yeah. 4:40 evening, I was away. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy from Eastern Europe come over and played, and James from 440, who we'll get in the podcast one day.
Yeah.
They did a bit of a show and tell, and we had, I think, about 30, 40 customers in for the evening, and all of a sudden, it went from being a product that we kind of shrugged our shoulders and said, yes, good, to being just almost like going to church camp for a weekend and being, seeing the light and being just absolutely converted,
Yeah.
And so off the back of that, we had such enthusiasm and we saw the instruments in a different light, and they just become instantly the best selling guitar that we had. So we did the figures were something like we did 3 guitars between December and July. July being the month that
we did the
event,
yeah.
And then 28 guitars between mid-July through to the end of the year.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. The rate that, and it wasn't us pushing a product. It was a case of us understanding the product differently.
Yeah, we knew the story, we knew the family sort of
Exactly.
history of it,
and that's what I'm looking forward to with the custom shop thing. With the different ranges we got in the custom shop. Like I say, there's the pristine stuff, which is equal to the PRS kind of finishing with regards to beautiful grain, exotic woods.
Yes.
As much of an ornament as it is a playing guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You've got that side of things, which I think is important to represent, because probably the more, I don't know, more popular, but certainly the more associated kind of thing that you have with the custom shop are things like the relic
heavy
guitars.
relic stuff. Yeah, of course.
And so they've got the 3 stages, haven't they? They've got new old stock.
So you got new old stock journeyman,
Yeah,
which is kind of that
been on the road for 10, 15 years,
yeah,
and
then,
it's had a rock and roll life kind of thing.
Yeah, and then heavy relic.
And then heavy relic, which is just battered to bits.
Beat to bit.
But obviously, it's still a new guitar. So the beauty of it is that it's going to have all the charm of a guitar that's been toured for 30, 40 years with cigarette burns and scorch marks and belt rash and all that kind of thing. But
mechanically,
it's going to be a brand new guitar, which is going to last you for as long as you look after it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, inadvertently, we've gone for 2 of each, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, not knowingly. So there's.
So first of all, go through the models of what we had and who chose what.
Right, so I got the list in front of me here with some descriptions, and I'll go through them as succinctly as I can. All of these models are available to look at on the Fender Custom Shop website. Because they're all current models, they're all available to look at. All the specs are there, and you can see, big high-res pictures. We are going to be doing some other social media things, some teasers and little bits. But for now, you can go on the Fender Custom Shop and look at them. Anyway, first on our list is the Artisan Koa Thin Line Telly. And this was Tristan's pick.
Dead posh.
Really, really, really posh. So, do you want me to read the description? Cool. Expertly selected woods, top-of-the-line components, and master craftsmanship from the Fender Custom Shop come together to make the Artisan Koa Thin Line Telly. Fiji mahogany hollow body and a 4A, so quadruple A flame Koa top. Roasted AAA bird's eye maple neck. And it's got a 1963 C-shaped profile, 9.5-inch radius, African blackwood fingerboard, and we've got hand-wound no-caster neck and no-caster bridge pickups.
Beautiful.
You've got to see it as well. It's unbelievable. It's got a tortoiseshell pick guard as well. Yeah, it looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So that's one of the posh, the pristine kind of the posh ones. So the other posh one, which was Tom's choice, was the Ziricote Artisan Strat.
He's obsessed with Ziricote.
Ziricote! So,
which is just quite interesting, because you've always seemed to me as somebody who would go for something heavy relic. I thought that the aesthetic of a guitar that looks like it's been, well used and abused and all that kind of thing would have much more of an appeal to you.
Yeah.
Bit more kind of scruffy charm kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You were leaning towards a relic, weren't you?
I was going to say that, is this, is the choice trying to second guess what you think will look good for the shop?
Yeah, I think it's nice to have a bit of everything,
Yeah, because I think that the way that the rest of the choices were going, we're going to be, the nice stuff was going to be heavily outnumbered by the road worn kind of looking gear was going to be, it was heavily going to outnumber the posh stuff. So it's a strange one. We've all had our own picks. So exactly the same thing. My pick isn't necessarily the guitar that I would go for next. You know what I want next. It's a Jazzmaster.
Jazzmaster,
And
yeah.
what have I put down there? What's the next?
So I'll come back to the Zero Cote specs.
Okay,
but,
sorry.
No.
No, go on.
Well, your choice, just for the thing, is the 1959 Strat Heavy Relic with a maple board.
Right, okay.
So very quickly, I'll just whip through the Zero Cote Strat. So it is Zero Cote Strat boasts a roasted ash body, Zero Cote top that gives a one-of-a-kind look of a dark spider web. Quadruple A roasted flame maple neck with a Macassa ebony fingerboard. So it's all exotic woods.
I think that is the one that's going to go first.
I think so.
It's going to be quite, with regards to the kind of bling factor, it's going to be very similar to the Shadua Strat that we had here.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Which, Fender were surprised that it kind of lasted as long as it did with us. But there's certain guitars that come in and you don't care if they're on the shelf for years and years and years, because it's a prime example of how good a guitar can be from Fender, from PRS or whatever. And it's going to be one of those guitars, I think, that it'll stop people in their tracks and they'll look at it.
Yeah. Whether
it's for them or not, they'll just appreciate how good it is. And it's strange. We're going to get into the relic stuff that you're going to talk about now in a minute, but I think that there's going to be a lot more justifying in the sales kind of process when it comes to the relic thing. We're going to have to explain, what the thinking behind it is.
Yeah.
A lot more than
pristine.
It's quite obvious when you've got something as beautiful as what this Zero Cote Strat is going to be. You haven't got to justify anything. That is an absolutely stunning piece of art. So, I think it's going to be the first one to go.
It's lacquer finished, a 63 C-shaped neck profile. Interestingly, compound radius, 9.5 to 12. Hand wound Ancho Poblano pickups. Sorry if I've said that wrong. Ancho, if you're listening. 5-way switching, vintage modified number 2 wiring. It's got a gold anodized pick guard. So yeah, very much like the Shadua then.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. 6105 frets.
The nice thing as well is that we've had quite a lot of limited edition select bits coming in.
Yeah.
Fender Select and vintage and all that kind of thing coming. So we got good experience of that. It'll be interesting to sit down and see what's different about the where we stand with these. It's
yeah. Moving on to your choice, as we've just briefly mentioned it earlier. So yours is the 1959 Strat Heavy Relic. I think you went for Daphne Blue.
Yeah.
I think it was the Daphne
Yeah.
Blue, wasn't it? So let's have a little look at what we've got. So 2-piece alder body, Heavy Relic, lacquer finish. We've got the it's a rift sawn maple neck, which I believe is the way that they cut it.
Right.
I think it's a slightly different way they cut it.
Yeah, quarter sawn or rift sawn.
Right. 63 C neck again, 9.5 radius across it, and it's got hand wound flat 50s single coil pickups, reverse wound reverse polarity middle pickup. So I think it's pretty, not to say standard because none of these are standard, but it's it's a staple Strat Heavy Relic then.
Yeah.
With yours, yeah, very very distressed maple board. It's good. Yeah, it just looks amazing. Again, all these are on the Fender Custom Shop website to look at. So my choice was the limited roasted tomatillo Strat, and I chose the shell pink. Hand wound tomatillo single coil pickups. Alnico 2 magnets.
They're all named after peppers, aren't they?
Is it?
I think so.
So this Strat has got the half blender wiring, which lets you blend the neck pickup in when you're in position 1. 2-piece body. It's got a quadruple A flame maple neck, 63 style C shape, and 9.5 inch radius jumbo frets. And that's my one. And that looks killer as well. So that is them. So the only 2 left now are what we thought would be
good staple ones.
Good pieces you'd want
in. Things that will hopefully draw people in to see them as well as... I think the ones we got are going to draw people in, but I think these 2 are kind of custom shop staples you should have in, I think.
Yeah. So the first one is the David Gilmour signature Strat.
We went for the new old stock as opposed to the Relic.
Yes.
It's, they're both expensive guitars, and I know that whichever one we ordered, we'd probably get somebody coming in saying, do you know what? If it was the heavy Relic, I'd have had that.
Interestingly, the guitar comes with an Evidence Audio high-end guitar cable, and
they're really expensive.
And the Live at Pompeii Blu-ray. So there we are. If you're after a Live at Pompeii Blu-ray,
we're selling through.
Yeah.
Need to shift these on. Yeah.
So the last piece was another staple pick. This was the 1952 Telly.
Right.
We did the Journeyman Relic in Nocaster Blonde.
So it's, in the middle there. So
right in the middle.
New old stock looked lovely. The heavy Relic looked amazing. But, there's a price difference around about £700-800 between...
From new old stock
through to the other one. And I do worry maybe we've been a little bit gutless by going for the Journeyman one.
I don't think so. I think that there's still a lot of Relic into
I was
a
going to say
Journeyman.
that, I think that, there's a significant amount of Relic in... I don't think people... Well, actually, our listeners probably do appreciate how much Relic goes into a heavy Relic, but I think people coming into the shop, I think that it's probably the one that's going to cause the most kind of... Because it's such an iconic guitar, people will be disgusted that, why is it beaten up like that? What's the point?
Yeah.
Or I think that the Journeyman level of Relic is going to be just far enough
Yeah,
for the ones
I think so.
who do like that.
So, as you'd expect, 1952 U-shaped profile neck. That's a rift sawn neck too.
So your brother's got a custom shop, hasn't he? He's got a 62?
Daphne Blue, I think.
And what's the package? So you obviously get tweed case.
Yeah, tweed case, all your certification. I think you get a strap. I think you get other bits and pieces as well.
Playing that, do you notice much of a difference between that and, you've owned Telecasters in the past, haven't you?
Yeah, so funnily enough, I had the Road one. I had the Road one, didn't
right.
I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Sunburst Road one.
Yeah.
Road one, which is the Mexican Road one.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It is difficult. I think there is a level of finesse with...
In as much as
the Relic.
The Mexican played very well.
It did,
in comparison to the... Yeah.
Oh, the Mexican played brilliantly, but I just think there is this level of... And it may be all in my head, or but there is definitely a level of finesse with the custom shop stuff, I think. So the 52 Tally, as you imagine, it's got a pair of hand-wound 51 no-caster single coil pickups with a 550s Tally wiring and a 3-way switch.
The other thing I was thinking about these is the way that, we tried doing Martin for a while.
Yes.
And it just doesn't kind of work for us, does it?
It's
because
it's a difficult one.
Because there was so many other brands that release a guitar now, and their primary objective is to make a better guitar, sound-wise, spec-wise, accessories, case and all that kind of thing, for the price point compared to a Martin X Series Triple O kind of thing. So you look at a Faith compared to a Martin in the same price range. You look at a Seagull compared to a Martin in the same price range. You look at the Fender Parrot mounts, the Takamines. If Martin are setting the standard, they're providing amazing value for money for the same or lower price point. So as a result of that, we found that we've enjoyed a lot of success with those brands because you've got a Martin to compare it to. But
well, the situation usually is someone coming in looking at Martins, and you show them a Martin at say £800, and then show them everything else at the same price.
Yeah. So this is what I'm kind of wondering. I think when we did the American stuff, we sold a lot of it.
But you're saying it's going to sell more
Mexicans. But it's also helped us with the Mexican side of things.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder whether the custom shop thing is going to make the American stuff seem a lot more a better value for money, maybe.
Wallet friendly, yeah.
I think, if you're a custom shop customer, you're a custom shop customer.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that you're walking into a shop knowing what custom shop can offer you that everything else can't. But, we do get that conversation with people coming in. They retired last week. They want to start playing guitar, and what's the point in starting at the entry level? They want something that they absolutely love, that they can look at and enjoy as much as play. And they want to make an investment. And it'll be interesting to see whether Custom Shop is a little bit too far for that, or whether it facilitates the sale of an American professional.
And I always think it's interesting that, and you've sort of briefly mentioned it already, is that conversation of why would I spend 3 times as much on an American Pro for it to then look beaten up?
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting...
The way that I've kind of, I think I'm going to approach it, and what I'm hoping is going to be when, you know, we actually sit down and get to play with these things, is that you can have the benefits of it being a brand new instrument, it being your instrument from new, but it feeling like a well-worn kind of pair of shoes kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's, for example, 52 American Vintage Telly. They've been quite a popular guitar for us, but I think without exception, everyone who's taken one away, they've commented on how tacky the neck is, because, you know, you've got that nitro neck, which is going to take a year or two to kind of harden up, you know, with sweat from your hands and temperature changes, all that kind of thing. It's going to take a while for it to bed in.
Yeah.
And actually what you're getting with like a new old stock or, you know, any of the relic kind of options is that this is going to feel like a well-worn guitar from the outset. But because it is finished with, you know, these kind of nitro lacquers and that kind of thing, as you play it and the way that you play it, in a year's time, it is going to play like your guitar, no one else's anyway. So I think that haters are always going to hate, aren't they? They're not going to...
Haters going to hate.
If they've got in their mind from the outset that I'm not going to buy a beat-up guitar, they're not going to buy
they're
a
not
beat-up
buy
guitar.
One. No.
You know that I was looking at getting the Jazz Master in, you know, one of the colours, you know, either like the Fiesta Red or...
Yeah, there was...
And
that
I
was on the
do
list,
kind
wasn't
of... I'm wondering whether I'm regretting that now, not getting one of those in. But I think what we're going to do is, you know, if the next couple of months pick up, we'll put another order in for another 3, because, you know, if these things are going to take 6 months plus to come through, having another 3, that takes us up to around about Christmas. So, you know, by the end of the year, we should have a decent stock of Custom Shop. And, you know, Jazz Master being part of that is a kind of a must, really.
It'll be interesting.
It will be.
It'll be interesting to put
We're gonna have
a heavy relic Strat next to a pristine PRS for the same price. And
I think we need to get a little bit creative with regards to how we display these as well. You know, we're excited to have these things in, and I think we need to make them stand out in the shop.
Yeah, they need their own section. It needs to be, yeah.
I wonder if we can get like...
the tanning shop? Oh, no, different.
I wonder whether we can get almost shelves coming out of the wall and have them actually in their cases.
Oh, wow.
Set up in there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
It's a good idea. You heard it here first.
We'll see.
So that is our big news.
Yeah.
And
we thought it was worthy of a feature because it's something that we're...
It is. You know, we're the only independent in Wales.
We've wanted a custom shop has been the ultimate, hasn't it? You know, getting to Fender custom shop, there is nothing else to do, you know, then really, you know, it's...
No.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a big deal for us. And we hope that you'll like them as much as we hope that we're going to like them.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't forget, check them out on Fender Custom Shop's website. They're all there. And
if there's
many more
anything, you know, let us know what you think of the choices we've made. And if there's anything that you think that we've, you know, a glaring omission that we haven't got in, or if there's something that you're quite curious to see, we'd much rather ordering things that has interest out there as opposed to what we think are going to go. The amount of times that we've ordered things in thinking they're going to fly, and they just haven't got off the ground whatsoever.
Yeah. Well,
and then vice versa. You know, the things that we've ordered and seen. You know, Jackson. I was dead against getting Jackson.
Yeah,
in.
you were. Yeah.
And Gareth from Fender said it was our opening for the extension.
It was the birthday. Yeah.
And he said, I brought down a few Jackson shovels. I said, I think I swore at him. I said, I don't want those in my shop. And he said, I'll just bring them down for the night and we'll see what happens. The only guitars to sell on the evening of our opening. You know, we don't market these things as sales events, so we don't do the push. But the only guitars that customers put deposits on and walked away with were Jacksons.
Yeah.
And off the back of that, we started doing Jackson, and they're a better choice for us than, you know, at the moment, certainly Ibanez and, you know, other kind of rock guitar, you know, ESP.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You know, Jackson always historically did quite well in South Wales, and there are a lot of guitar for their money, and we were proven wrong with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we do with these. I think that we've approached it with caution because we realise that, like with the PRSs, these things can be spec to the hilt and they can be absolutely beautiful beyond belief, and everyone can say that they're a fantastic instrument, but they're not necessarily going to go on a monthly basis or a yearly basis.
Because they are so specialist.
Yeah. So what we got coming in are items that we don't mind if they're here in 3 years' time.
Elwin Smile.
So are you ready?
Has Elwin been smiling this week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And because of us. Let's hear what you have to say.
So this week, just for a change, I decided I might buy something from A-Strings. Anyway, for quite a while now I've been experimenting with synthesized things on my iPad. Things like Moodscape, Bloom, Spacecraft, etc. And the guys in the shop know how addicted I am to sort of ambient, weird and wacky sounds from all the delay pedals and things I've bought over the years. Anyway, so decided to take the plunge, and because A-Strings offered me such a fantastic deal, I went and bought a Korg Minilog analog synthesizer. And all I can say is the smile hasn't left my face for the last 3 days. Been really digging deep into this, and when I found out I could plug some of my effect pedals into it as well, happy days, what can I say?
Oh, wow.
And after 3 or 4 days of practicing, here we go, guys. Not everyone's cup of tea, I know, but it's made me smile.
That sounds wicked, doesn't it?
Sounds amazing.
The only thing we'd ever do is That's all we'd ever do on it. We just do like the most obvious synth sound.
Yeah. Elwin thinks on a different level to us now, doesn't he? With regards to, he's got like 10 delays going on at once and
Soundscapes and ambience and stuff. Yeah, it sounds wicked.
I didn't realise you could plug pedals into it.
No, it's got MIDI in and out, but again, as soon as you go into MIDI, for me, I'm just like, no, turn it off. But yeah, so I'm glad that he's getting to grips with the Minilog.
You have to start selling capes.
Capes and pointy hats.
Yeah.
Smiles. Elwin Smiles.
We've given top 5 duties to Tom because last week's was much better than anything we've put together.
So, and also, can we just say that Tom has taken it upon himself now, and we are so grateful for it. Tom now writes the structure of every podcast episode, all of the information on the custom shop stuff he gets ready for us. He gets the social media comment ready. He gets his top, all the top 5 stuffs ready. The news he gets printed out for us. So, yes, thank you, sir. I'm making pancakes. So, neither one of us know what you've done for top 5 this week. So take it away.
This week's top 5 is weird song lyrics.
Oh, okay.
My top 5.
Okay.
Weird song lyrics.
What, from your songs? Because there are some.
Weird.
Yeah, My Head Was Bigger Than Hers is a classic one. What?
No,
Honey Chasers?
From the history of popular music.
Right, okay. We're going to have to do some of your songs at some point.
No.
They're brilliant.
Number 5. Number 5 is the Steve Miller Band, The Joker. And I will just read a little...
excerpt.
And I will just read a little excerpt from that. Some people call me the space cowboy. Yeah. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice, because I speak of the pompatus of love.
Do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting, like, Nevermind the Buzzcocks vibes. The next line thing. when Mark Lamar used to read the lines. Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. This is every week.
So do you want to discuss that?
Well, is he a prolific drug taker?
I don't know.
You'd assume that kind of stuff doesn't come out of.
No, but I don't know if you've got anything in there. But do you have anything Beatles?
No.
But it's
Eggman.
and the Walrus.
Yeah,
It's like you know exactly what they're doing at that time.
Yeah.
Off their boxes.
It was the 70s.
Mm.
Different times.
Different times, wasn't there?
Number 4. Coldplay, Fix You. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones.
I think that it's. He couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah,
to write
clutching for a rhyme. Yeah,
with home. It's one of those songs that
warms your bones. Like makes
Yeah.
you feel good.
No,
guess.
I think, I think it's a bit of a lazy lyric.
Hmm.
They knew that they're onto a winner with regards to that. It's got the Coldplay formula with regards to the jangly and then the big kind of thing. And I think every song that they write, I quite like Coldplay, but I think that every song they write, they've kind of got Olympics montage kind of highlights of the day kind of in the back of their mind. They kind of, or they think, right, do you know what, this music's going to be used for any number of promotional videos for Shell or Debenhams or whatever. It's one of those uplifting things.
Right, guys, this song is for the final sequence of DIY SOS when they're all happy and looking around their new house.
Yeah, it is. And it's the
Nick Knowles is crying. Come on, get in the zone.
Yeah, it's the X Factor moment, right? You're through to the next round. Oh my god! And then and yeah, so they've written a great bit of music, and they've just no idea what the song can be about. So, and I don't think he's on drugs.
Well, I don't think
Definitely.
so.
If you know, right in.
Chris,
Number 3, Van Halen, Jump. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Oh, can't you see what I mean? Might as well jump. Jump. Might as well jump.
Jump.
might as well jump.
Might as well jump.
Definitely on drugs.
Yeah, and I think that kind of style of music in the 80s was definitely
When you look
you
like
could kind
that.
of sing and say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You could just it could be nonsensical.
Absolutely.
Because the song is
musicianship
absolutely
is absolutely. There's no other band that could play that song the way that they did. It's technically they're phenomenal. Again, you can imagine Eddie Van Halen coming in and saying, "I've just written this song. It's got a guitar solo and a keyboard solo. I play both.
Yeah.
Here's the music. Write some lyrics to it." And you think, because in actual fact, the main riff, the chorus riff, kind of doesn't need anything over it.
No,
because it's almost instrumental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think they had to have a good vocalist in order to pull that off, because you needed to use the range to kind of express the song, because there was nothing kind of melodically kind of going on with that song. It's all amazing instrumental kind of music. So yeah. So fair play. David Lee Roth was it?
David Lee Roth was singing.
Yeah.
That, It was the 80s.
Yeah.
Different time.
Do you reckon they called him David Lee? Or just Dave?
Davy Lee.
Number 2, Eiffel 65,
Oh.
Blue Dabba-Dee.
Oh, do you know what?
You don't even need to
hate
say
this.
anything.
I'm blue. Dabba-Dee, Dabba-Dee, Dabba-Doo. Restart again. I'm not. I'm blue. Dabba-Dee, Dabba-Dee, Dabba-Doo. I'm Dabba-Dee, Dabba-Da.
Straight out of the Fred Flintstone book of lyrics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yabba Dabba Doo.
Yeah. That
Drugs.
That was rave, wasn't it?
90s hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely drugs.
90s.
So
Different time.
different times. Have you written any weird lyrics?
don't know. In the last band stuff was all very much, it was all religious-y kind of based. And if I go back, I'd be like, what the hell is that?
Mm.
You could probably try and sort of make sense of it some shape, but I doubt it.
I 2000, 2004, 2005, and I much like now, I was suffering from a really bad cold, but I was in the thick of it. You know, I might get over this one. So anyway, I'd taken, I think, about 3 or 4 lemsip, and I crashed out, and I had a vivid dream that a scarab, like a beetle with a top hat and a walking stick, came into my room and kind of took me on a life quest to find my thing. Anyway, it's all immortalised in the song.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what too much lemsip will do to you kids. So
Yeah.
read the instructions on the back. Don't take more than drugs don't work. Makes it worse. What's number 1, Tom?
Number 1, Michael Jackson, Earth Song. What about elephants? Have we lost their trust?
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
So are you sure it's not tusks?
So that one Tom had ready.
Yeah.
And as an idea, sort of a brief a start of an idea for this top 5. I said, "Oh, what do you think about that one?" I was like, "That's wrong. That's wrong. He doesn't say that in the song. He can't say that in the song. That's stupid."
Yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, it's on about 3 different websites." I don't care. I don't care. It's wrong. They're all wrong. That's the most ridiculous lyric. It's such a anthemic kind of song.
Yeah. Do you know what? The other thing
Destroying the world. Then he's on about, do elephants trust us anymore? Shut up.
But I think 2 podcasts in a row we've mentioned Michael Jackson Earth Song. We were talking about the Brit Awards, weren't we?
Yeah.
Coincidence. Excellent top 5.
Really good top 5.
I think the next week should be your top 5 weird lyrics.
No.
Tom's top 5.
Social media comment of the week.
So we got social media comment of the week now.
Yep. This is. Why did you keep this from me? You wouldn't show me for the element of surprise.
Yes.
We just quickly, we've had a lot of lovely social media comments this week, supporting us with the Facebook thing. But obviously, with regards to social media comment of the week, you've got one less channel to look on now. So where's this one come from?
This is from a YouTube.
Okay.
From AJJ. And the comment is, "Brah, mad talent."
From Newport.
Well, I know that's not about me. So who's that about?
From Newport?
Yeah.
That
Brah.
is on the Korg Cross.
I told
video.
you! I knew, because I knew. I knew if you'd pick a nice one, but it wouldn't be me.
And he is amazingly talented, Luke.
Yes, we've got a few videos up on our channel of Luke either in store, just giving us very, very quick. That's how you play keyboard. Very, very quick demos of the workstations, the Cross, Chrome, and Kronos, and he's got in the video room videos as well, which are more detailed walkthroughs. Don't ask us questions about keyboards. Andrew will play you a mean green sleeves
in whatever voice you want,
in whatever instrument or style you want. But other than that, we leave it to the experts, and the Korg boys are the experts.
Social media comment of the week.
So I think that kind of wraps things up.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to episode 8 of the A Strings podcast. If you don't already, if you could subscribe to us via Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube.
Thank you for people who are reviewing the podcast.
Yeah, as well. If you put a review, it kind of helps us a little bit. And yeah, it's really nice to just have a little bit of feedback. We know we're kind of flawed in many areas of the podcast, but we're trying to get better. And yeah, any ideas you can give us for the future would be gratefully received.
Yeah.
New co-presenter for Andrew, for example.
What's going on?
Maybe Biscuit News could be something different next, kind of in the next part.
Tom's idea was coffee club. We can try different coffees and
Yeah.
We can have little things of them.
We can have slurping instead of chewing.
We could have it
Oh, the fudge last week. Jesus.
fudge edits all over the place. The maybe we could try a different fish.
This front room is just going to stink.
Get reps to bring in a nice fresh bit of fish.
Yeah, fresh, but raw.
Yeah.
Fresh, yeah. Tom can cook it in a way that he sees.
Anyway, so if you get the inclination, if you give us a review, that would be brilliant. I'd say thumbs up, but we're on Facebook as of right now. We're on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at AStringsUK. I've been Andrew.
I've been Adam.
I've been Tom.
Bye-bye.